Bet you've heard the expression, you gotta get in the zone. Or maybe, wow, that guy is totally in the zone. What people are referring to is when someone is operating at 100%. Zero mistakes. Simple and perfect procedures. Well, when it comes to fish and fishing, there are different zones too. One in particular is called the strike zone, a concept first made popular by the fishermen many years ago and is still valid today. In a nutshell, the idea of the strike zone is the area around a fish where they'll hit a lure increases and decreases depending on their activity level and a host of variables like water temperature and clarity, current, depth, etc. Today, on The Edge, Lindner demonstrates how an acute understanding of this concept can mean the difference between just a good and a great day on the water, and how the strike zone of a bass can vary depending on a lot of external variables that anglers should pay attention to. Everything from wind and water conditions to barometric pressure and a lot more. You want to up your big bass game this season? Who doesn't, right? So make sure to stick around as Al dives into the details of strike zone bass.
Look at that baby's belly, huh?
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride.
You know, I'm really looking forward to the next day and a half. I'm doing something I really love to do and don't get a chance to do as much of it as I'd like to. It's going fishing all by myself. It's early in the year and I get a chance to get away. I'm going to fish this afternoon for about 5 hours and tomorrow for probably 7 hours, then I'm going to go back to the office. It gives me a chance to look ahead for the filming season, fish with some of the new products that our marketing partners have sent us, and just kind of get my mental attitude right for the next 7 to 8 months of filming. I love, love it, love it. Thanks for joining us. I'm really not alone. I just thought about that. You're going to be in the boat with me. Spot number 1. You know, basically what happens early in the season with the smallmouth, when the water gets into the low 40s or so, you can start catching them on jerkbaits. And it's amazing. You have to fish slow, but they'll come a long ways to hit that bait. They'll move slow, but they'll come a long ways to hit it. Yeah, you know, and even though the water's kind of cold, well, you can have an amazing jerkbait bite, and it's on fire. But you do have to fish slow. You got the fish's metabolism is down, but they'll move to hit the bait. As it gets, yeah, you know, it starts getting into about the mid-50s or so, and they start going to lock down. All of a sudden, to get anything, you got to preferably go vertical. Yeah, you know, tubing, hair jigs. You get some fish on a grub and a swim bait, but I mean the strike zone really shrinks. I mean it goes where these fish in clear water would move 10 feet to hit a bait. At this point, like in a couple days, 48 hours, everything's got to fall almost right on your nose. It goes from so big to that big. Yeah, you know, and then you get into the spawn and you got to drop it right on your nose to get them. Shortly after the spawn, post-spawn, they get a little quick recuperation period. And what the smallmouth do, all of a sudden, it gets a lights out topwater bite. You can get grub, swimming grub pretty good too, but all of a sudden, shortly after that, the topwater fishing can be explosive. And then you come into the summer mode, and that's a different story depending on the kind of the lake you're on. But that gives you kind of an idea of that pre-spawn, spawn, post-spawn reaction on smallmouth generally as far as strike zones go. You know, you hear people talk about that strike zone a lot. And that strike zone, there's a zone based on water clarity where the fish can see a bait, but they won't waste the energy to chase it. And sometimes that strike zone, the fish is sitting here and that strike zone might be 4 feet. And if you go to 6 feet, 4 feet, they'll move to hit the lure. The bait gets to 6 foot and they won't move to hit it. Really a fascinating thing, the gap, understanding that strike zone and how a fish will relate to it. What will draw him the furthest to hit that bait? You know, a lot of times they see it and it's just too far for them to run to. Just stop. You've seen that a lot of you that fish a lot. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. Naturally, the clearer the water, the larger the strike zone. But there's still look at that. Oh man, they're sitting out there. They are sitting out there. Come on, another. Come on up. Come on. These are some good ones. I'm telling you.
This segment has been brought to you by Lindner Automotive, and they want to encourage you to drive safe on the road and on the water.
Get action. Do things. Be sane. Don't fritter away your time. Create. Act. Take a place wherever you are. And be somebody. Get action.
I got
Having spent a lifetime fishing all over North America, I know a lot about water, wind, and waves. Water can be an inviting place, and yet at the same time, it can also be very unforgiving. With a simple push of a button, this fully adjustable Smooth Moves air suspension is designed to tame the waves and give you a smooth and comfortable ride no matter what conditions you face. Tame the water, wind, and waves with Smooth Moves.
This segment is brought to you by Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience.
This is a classic situation of what I'm talking about on that strike zone. Here, these fish, I can't get them to hit. Come- Whoa. I throw the X-Wrap, I throw the Rip Stop, I throw the other size baits, they won't hit it. Every cast I make with the original Shadow Wrap gets a bite. And more than likely, it's the strike zone. Those baits, the fish are seeing it, but they won't come up that extra 3, 4, or 5 feet. This is sinking down, it's getting right to them, it's right in the zone. You know, I don't think it's the color and the action. It's that this bait is sinking deeper off of this ledge and those smallmouth are coming up or coming in, they're a little bit suspended. So, I mean, how many times have we fished through a school of fish? How many times have you sat on a structure and said, I know the fish are here. I know it. And you're fishing it kind of right, but not kind of right. And maybe somebody in the back of the boat, or you leave that spot and a guy comes right in back of you, and all of a sudden he lights them up. A lot of times it's understanding that strike zone and a bait that just gets a little bit deeper or a little bit further out off of the structure where it gets in front of their push. This is what's happening to me right here on this spot, right on this spot. Almost every cast that I made with this bait, I get bit. I grab the other baits, throw them through there, no interest. They just can't quite get down deep enough. And this isn't real deep. You know, the water's fairly clear. It's not real clear, but every jerkbaits, family of jerkbaits, has a time and place where it really shines. And when I got to get down, I got those fish a little bit deeper. That original shadow wrap is a killer. Largemouth and smallmouth. I just love this thing when I got to get down. Different story when I get a little bit shallower. And as the day goes on, or tomorrow, you'll see the other baits will come into play on different structures. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm sure they can go back in and go, to bed some. Oh, got him. Uh-oh, not sure. Oh, look at that baby, huh? That one, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, you are a little bit more of a fatso, ain't you? Ain't you? Got this one here. Let me get her in here. How's that one look? That's a good one. That one bit on the original shadow wrap. And the difference, like I said earlier, I've got 3 different jerk baits on. I've got a shadow wrap on, I got a rip stop, and I got the X-wrap. And every one of them serves a different purpose. This one is my all-time favorite for smallmouth and largemouth when they start going deep. This is a slow sinker. When you kill it, it gets down. When you kill it, it just stops and it just quivers and falls real slow. In cold water, cool water, it's a dynamite bait in spring and fall when the fish are deeper. I mean, I've pulled fish really deep. I could fish this thing on a weighted system easily down in 12 feet of water. That means your strike zone opens so much more. The other baits won't get down that far. But when I got to get deep, the original shadow wrap like this is my all-time favorite bait for largemouth and smallmouth when the fish get, let's say, 8 feet or deeper. And it's an amazing deep water jerk bait, and it's subtle. The hooks are real fine. They made this bait in a finesse fishing situation. The hooks are like needles. And you just come back on a rod. You don't have to set, you just come back and you got a fish hooked. You got him hooked. You get this out there, you pull it down 3 or 4 pumps, out off of the edge, and you just leave it get down. Right now, I'm pulling these fish out of probably 8 to 10 foot off of the end of this thing that fish came off of. Got a rock pile out here, and there's a little point on. Oh, I missed them. I missed that one. I missed them. There's a pot of them sitting on the end of this point. Throw it out, pull it a couple, 3 times, let it slowly do its magic as it sinks. Then small, short hops. I should get another one in there. Oh, they're swinging at it. Real strange. Huh. They're not exactly jumping on it. It's amazing how sensitive, with 832 on a spinning rod, like this. This is my St. Croix Elite series, and I mean the rod is so sensitive. You could feel those fish. You feel that bait does something slightly different. A lot of times they'll come, they'll swing and they'll dart behind it. They won't hit it. It's like they're looking at the jerkbait. Should I or shouldn't I hit it? That's what another one. They're really weird. Oh, did you see that? I don't know why I'm missing them. This thing don't never miss fish like that. There, see, look at that. It took me a little while. That fish hit 3 times. 3 times. Big brownie, big pig brownie.
True to Lund's tradition of quality, craftsmanship, and innovation, Lund is reintroducing the 1650 Rebel XL at a special price. With the rugged stability of Lund's double-plated IPS hull and features like an aerated live well, rod lockers, Lund's Sport Track mounting system, and even includes a travel cover. The Lund 1650 Rebel XL. exceptional quality at an incredible price. To find your nearest dealer or to get a free catalog, visit lundboats.com.
Help your engine run smoother and last longer with Seafoam motor treatment. Seafoam works to clean, lubricate, and protect your entire fuel system. Seafoam is safe and easy to use. Just pour it in. Seafoam in your fuel tank helps to clean harmful residues from fuel injectors, intake valves, and chamber areas. Then works to lubricate upper cylinders to help reduce long-term engine wear. Make the proven choice. Seafoam is available everywhere automotive products are sold.
Hey, you just gotta visit Sunset Country.
Time to hit the lake because it's ice fishing season. And Fleet Farm has everything you need from novice to expert to help you reel in the record catch. Because right now, it's 14 inches thick, no sweat season. Flag up season. Improve your odds season. Now that's a trophy season. And of course, catch your limit and eat it too season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm. Built for real life.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
Look how lazy she is in that cool water. Oh. That fish hit that bait 3 different times. You could see him when you can see him in clear water diving underneath it. You know, do I bite it? Do I not bite it? Come on. This is a good spot. There's a school of fish laying right off at the edge of this thing. They're down in that slightly deeper water. Now this is getting to be fun. This is getting to be fun. And they have a good time here. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Again. And this happens to be one of my favorite colors in the Shadow Wrap series. Look at that. These are big smallmouth we're talking. Big, big, big fish. A lot of my smallmouth fishing, in fact, the biggest percentage is done with open face spinning. This is Suffolk's 832. I've got an 8-pound test Suffolk's fluorocarbon line on it. This is 10-pound test. This is a 6/8 St. Croix Elite medium power, fast action, and it's set up with a ballistic, a Daiwa 2500 ballistic, LT. LT stands for light and tough. It's the newest reel that they have come out with. It's a sweet, sweet, sweet combination. You know, I don't know how I ever fished without the spot lock on my Minn Kota. This is the neatest piece of technology I've seen in years. All you do is hit the anchor and it holds you. And it's an invisible anchor. It's amazing, it's amazing. And when you fish alone a lot like I'm talking about today, it really makes your life a lot easier. Makes your life a lot easier, period, anytime you're fishing. I just want to show you on my screen here on my Humminbird. I highlighted all the shallow water break lines at about 6 feet on this lake, so that's all in red. You can see I just came over the point there. It's so much easier. You hit that highlight, I highlight that in red, and I could follow. I know right where those roll of rocks are where they break into deep water. Simple, simple feature, but a big asset. Largemouth. Oh! Oh, he was on that piece of wood. Usually them bigger fish are out here now instead of, you're setting a hook on those, I'm expecting them to be, them 3.5s. Oh, God. Oh, got him. Largy. Right, nice one. Oh, come here, baby. Oh, no, brownie? Is that a brown? What's that brown doing in the wood pile? What's that brown doing in the wood pile? You hang on, I can just, well, I ain't gonna flip you when you're too much of a porker. Oh. You know, that one, I actually was throwing the new ripstop, the size 12 ripstop for a largemouth when this baby decided to bite. I'm not complaining that it wasn't a largemouth, believe me. I'm not complaining. You know, in the Rapala family of minnow baits, historically it all goes back to the original Rapala, and many of you know that story. And it started with the original Rapala, then it transitioned into the Countdown, which still catches lots and lots of fish. Then it went to the Husky Jerk. For a number of years, that was a killer bait, still is. Then from the Husky Jerk, we went to the X-Rap, all-time greatest smallmouth bait ever made, in my opinion. Then the Shadow Rap series came after that, and the new kid on the block is the Ripstop. This is the big Ripstop. This is the size 12, the new one, the new introduction. And this is the baits that I use most of the time for my bass fishing today. It's the Ripstop, the X-Raps, and it's the original Shadow Rap. And each one of them do certain things that makes a difference on how deep you are, the water clarity, are you fishing largemouth, are you fishing smallmouth? That's why I got 5 rods rigged with different baits in different sizes and different colors. This is a bigger bait. You can see my other rods are all spinning rods. This is a bait casting rod, and it's rigged up with 12-pound test. This bait is a little heavier duty. Yeah, you know, and I figured I was gonna get myself a 5-pound largemouth. Day ain't over yet, and then I still got tomorrow for a while. Another one. Whoa, man, oh man. Be a big blackie. I would love it to be a big blackie. It is a largemouth. All right, now, it ain't a big one, but it's the right mix. One cast is a big smallmouth. The next cast is a big largemouth. This one is a medium largemouth. I did lose one just a little while ago. Oh. I was saying, each bait has its time and its place. The Ripstop is working really good for both smallmouth and largemouth, the new introduction. The X-Rap, beyond a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion, is the best smallmouth jerkbait ever made, ever. And if you fish it side by side, if you throw the orange crush or the pink, you're gonna be amazed at how many smallmouth you can catch. I mean, it's truly amazing. And the original Shadow Rap is my favorite largemouth bait of the 3 jerk baits, for sure. I'm too far in, I'm right on the boulders, right on them.
They sleep over there. Head this way to the job site. And the big ones take their lunch break right about now. The Solix series, with our most powerful innovations, from Mega Imaging Plus to Cross-Touch to Auto Chart Live, on our largest screen ever. Fish might call it an invasion of privacy. You'll call it a busy day for your live well. Only from Humminbird.
At Mercury, we invested more than 844,419 hours of engineering manpower, so you can enjoy hours and hours of untapped horsepower. So buckle up and hold on tight. Introducing the all-new V6 Mercury Pro XS. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly.
You want more angling edge? Well, our Facebook, YouTube, and website are constantly being updated. It's like overtime of your favorite show. Check out the store with the brand new apparel. And purchase 5 DVDs at the incredibly low price of $25. That's 5 DVDs for just $25. Place an order at anglingedge.com.
Megafy your next Minn Kota motor with built-in Mega Down imaging and get the clearest Humminbird images from the best motors on the water.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
Oh, God. Looked like a largemouth, looked like one. No, it's a brown bass again. Wow, it sure looked like a largemouth. Boy, what a fat little tubby that is. What a tubber that is. Look at that baby's belly, huh? You know, when you look at jerkbaits, it's like a tool chest. You've got all kind of different screwdrivers and hammers and things to do different jobs. Not all jerkbaits are the same. That the size, the shape, the color, the action, what they do are all considered tools. They all have a time and place. The more you understand how important things like depth, speed, size, color, action can come into play in a jerkbait like any other bait, the more fish you're going to catch. It's really that simple. You know, most times when I'm home not traveling, I start my morning with some Bible reading. I get instruction, inspiration, direction for the day. It's uplifting to me. And I had a really fun thought the other day, and I got to share it with you. A little bit of humor, a little bit of fun. And many of us are into God's Word for direction. We watch television shows that give us information about the Lord. You could see a podcast and things. And I got to thinking about it. I look at my telephone, and it was sitting here, and I had a funny little thought. Wouldn't it be cool in the morning when I first got up with my cup of coffee, I sit down and I'd get my beep, and I would open it up, and it would look, and it would start off like this. This is the day I made, Al. You will rejoice and be glad in it. God. What a way to start. I thought all of this new technology, wouldn't that be kind of sweet? Now, I got faith. I believe in miracles. I might have to really stretch my faith to believe that's going to happen, at least in the near future. But I thought it was a fun thought, and I had to share it with you. Wouldn't that be cool? A direct line? Maybe it'll happen someday. I don't know. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you on the water.
Hey, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching. And if you really like what you see, we got a whole lot more. So check us out at any one of these online outlets. You know, in fishing, there are good days and there are great days. Time is just a wink from the Almighty. We plan, target, rig, and play the game like everyone else.